Hey team, welcome back to the channel. My name's Psychopants, and on this channel I play Heroes of the Storm and share tips and tricks that I have picked up along the way to help you level up your experience in the Nexus. So today we will be taking a look at Tyrande and how to play her in Heroes of the Storm in 2023, and let's get into it. Okay, so here she is. In terms of what I think about Tyrande, I think she's possibly the funnest healer out of the lot, if you ask me. One of my favorite things to do in the game is like 1v1 people as Tyrande that you shouldn't be able to 1v1. So low-key, Tyrande 1v1ing in Illidan is quite fun. You can only do it for a certain amount of time, but anyway, I digress. Who is Tyrande as a hero in the game? Just some basics. She's a Night Elf, of course, from the Warcraft universe, highest ranking Sentinel and High Priestess of Elune. I'm sure a lot of people, honestly, she probably just doesn't need introduction if you are familiar with Blizzard games. In terms of what you're looking to do with Tyrande in the game, it is a lot of utility, so with the likes of the follow-up CC, so follow-up crowd control on her E ability, and also damage reduction with the build that we're going to be playing today. The other thing that you're going to be looking to do as Tyrande to make it so you can heal is you will always be hitting. So, you know, like always be closing. It's a sales meme. Everyone's like, no. You should always be basic attacking things, and we will get onto why in a little bit. So without further ado, let's do this.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and friends, beyond the binary, we are on Blackheart's Bay today, which is wild, because I usually do not play Blackheart's Bay, because it is not in the Storm League map pool, thank the Lord. Sorry, that's my favourite thing about Blackheart's Bay. And I was talking over it, is the countdown that the narrator does, the announcer does. 5, 4, 3, 1. There you go. Okay, so friendly team is Tyrande, Nazeebo, Blaze, Nova, and Dahaka. What the hell? I love quick match shenanigans, and I'm not even being sarcastic. Okay, so in terms of abilities, what do we have at our disposal as Tyrande? We have a Q, and we have 2 charges of it. It's Light of Elune, so heal an ally hero for 281. Light of Elune's cooldown is reduced by 1.5 seconds every time Tyrande hits an enemy with a basic attack or damages an enemy hero. And it replenishes all of them at the same time, so if I use both of the stacks there on Blaze, now it's down for 12 seconds, but if I actually basic attack a hero, which I won't be able to do without dying, the number will actually reduce. One big thing to note with Tyrande, and I tested this, shout out to Vauxlays, who was my test dummy. Blinding, like Tyrande being blinded by someone like Lily, like you just saw there, that actually does get in the way of the cooldown reduction. So if you're blinded and you're basic attacking, the cooldown reduction on Light of Elune, it won't happen for the duration of that blind. Hopefully that makes sense. The W is a Sentinel, so you send an owl across the battleground, revealing its path. Oh, this is getting spicy. It does some damage to the first hero hit, and it reveals them as well for 5 seconds. Sentinel pierces and deals more damage. That is because at level 1 we picked up Ranger, and we'll get onto that in a second. Tyrande's E ability is the Lunar Flare, which is it's essentially it's a stun after a short delay though, so it is telegraphed for 3/4 of a second. And then after that, a stun is applied. Worth noting that this stun, you shouldn't really be opening with it. It's a follow-up. It's a follow-up stun, much like I talked about in the Super video. That is the owl, and you'll see it hit 2 of them because we have the owl pierces. But yeah, in the Sukov video, you shouldn't really be cracking Sukov's silence out without an opening stun or without a slow. that's the best way to maximize its impact, essentially. Same thing here. So a variant taunt is a very nice thing to follow up on. So you can see here, I'm basic attacking, and the cooldown for Lighter Balloon went down from 15 to 0 very rapidly there. I'm actually going to heal the hacker. So we don't have an ultimate quite yet because we're not level 10. So the next thing to talk about is Tyrande's trait, which is activatable. So that means that you do have to push D to use it. What does it do? It reveals, a non-structure. Wow, cat hair is just all up in my face. And reduce their armor by 15 for 4 seconds. So that's a 15% armor reduction. The mark lasts for 4 seconds. And also this brings Tyrande's passive ability, where she gets a little bit of health back for basic attacking. So 1% of her health back, doubled against targets with Hunter's Mark. So that's all of the things we have here. I'm going to use both of my heals there, get some basic attacks out. Worth noting, you don't have to basic attack heroes to get that cooldown reduction. So you can basic attack monsters, so that's like the monkeys on Infernal Shrines. You can basic attack, I'm going to put my mark on Lily there. Lily goes down for it as well. Good job. Our Nova there, picking up what I was laying down and getting a snipe out. Oh, Blaze has no mana, rip. Yeah, I was saying something, but ADHD brain, I've forgotten. If it's important, it will come back to me. Bless and release. So, in terms of talents, at level 1, we are going to pick a Ranger. So, Sentinel pierces the first hero hit. Oh, yeah, bonus damage. It's worth noting that, yeah, with Ranger, so you pierce the first hero hit, its width is increased by 25%, and it deals up to 250% more damage based on distance traveled. So I actually hit Butcher there, and it crit because it had travelled a little way, and it did more damage thanks to that level 1. What are we looking at down here? Oh, hello. Okay, I've put my trait on Muradin. You can see a little red arrow over his body. He's running away. And that's a cooldown of 20 seconds. This Sniper Monkey, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful there. So as you can see, you really want to be hitting constantly because you get health back. And you get health back on hit, and then it reduces the cooldown of your charges, your 2 charges of Lighter Balloon. So level 4, we're going Everlasting Light. So if Lighter Balloon's second charge is cast on a different target from the first, it heals for 80% more. So this build really rewards you for, let's say, I'll heal myself with a Q, and then I will Q someone else on my team. They get healed more. So the way that you want to be applying that is obviously whoever has the lower health bar, they should be healed second, because they get more of a heal. Alright, so then at 7, Moonlit Arrows. So basic attacks decrease the cooldown of Lighter Balloon by an additional 0.75 seconds. So really, that's maximizing the cooldown reduction that you can get with Tyrande. Which just means basically more basic attacks equals, and this is math, and I'm terrible at math, more basic attacks equals more heals. Okay, you got that? It's hard, right? Ultimate ability at level 10, Starfall, so damage and slow enemies in an area. So deals 136 damage per second and slows enemies by 20% in an area, and it lasts for 6 seconds. So this is really good point control. Wow, Li Ming, I guess you just wanted that owl in the face. You shouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now as Tyrande. Just like with most healers. Well, now Nazero's here, it's less bad, but she's not known for a wave clear. I shouldn't even really be here because there's a big old fight going on down there, but you know. Owl misses everything. Feels bad. Oh, see, I could have stunned that Lily to interrupt the jugs there. Enemy team does have a tank because they have Moradin. I just saw a Twin Blades variant and I was like, oh, does that mean they don't have a tank? That was a terrible owl. Okay, I'm gonna put this here to try and dissuade them from chasing my Dahaka. Does it work? Kind of. Oh, Dahaka's cast used adaptation. So that is what Starfall does and what it looks like. It can basically be a team-wide slow. That was a good interrupt from Blaze. Moradin hanging out in the middle of our team. Does get punished. Tries to jump away. But Blaze was like, no. Remember when Moradin, you might not because this is a beginner's guide, but Moradin on Dwarf Toss used to be unstoppable, which was busted. Alright, so in terms of what to use the owl for, I just have $1 here. $1 dollar bill. Oh, oh, oh. Oh! We'll hit one person so you can see they're revealed on the map, so it kind of looks like it smears a strip of vision across the map. Smear is a bad word. Not a great word, is it? Alright, I tried to stun to prevent. Oh wow, you didn't need to ult that as well. I'm trying to dodge the Moradin Q. So like how and when to use Sentinel. It's an incredible vision tool, that goes without saying, but so in coordinated play, that's when it's the most useful. So like, you know, if you're playing with 4 other people and you're all on comms, you throwing out the W on cooldown, like scouting particular spots on the map to give vision and give information, that's the best way to use it. But you can and should use it to, for example, interrupt them turning in here. So interrupting and stalling turn-ins is a completely appropriate. Oh dear lord. Oh, 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 ow, ow! Oh, didn't need an owl. Okay, your Butcher's tiny now. Can I put my trait on Butcher? Trait is on Butcher. Oh dear, we are now outnumbered. Keep hitting because I need to heal the hacker. Varians protect doesn't impact our cooldown reduction. We still get it. Hit Butcher and Lily there. So yeah, using Sentinel, so that's your W ability to stall, interrupt, turn in on Black Horse Bay, but because hopefully you'll be in Stormleaf. Capping the altars in Towers of Doom, turning in gems, Tomb of the Spider Queen, that kind of thing. So really valuable to do that. But yeah, in terms of where you throw the owl outside of that, where you think the enemy are, to be honest, it's always good to scout bosses with it. So then your team will know that what the enemy team, like the enemy team's getting their boss. So for example, on Cursed Hollow, which is a huge map, and with it being a huge map, and if you're going this build, your owl is going to do a lot of damage. If from the other side of Cursed Hollow you hit an Abatha, for example, behind the enemy team's wall, you're going to do a substantial amount of damage. That is also in my top 3 favorite things to do in this game, is killing an Abatha. See, I think they're going to be here. Yeah. Because they're getting doubloons. But yeah, killing an Abatha with the longest ranged owl you've ever seen in your life. Oh, she jogs there and I interrupted it with the E, so that's solid. Good job. Good job, team. We are pinging up here for some reason. They're not getting the boss. It's fine. At 13, we went Harsh Moonlight, so we are building on that level 1. So Sentinel slows and reduces damage dealt. So another way to use Owl, if you go this build, which I recommend for beginners, hence this video, is to use the owl to just flat out reduce the damage that an enemy hero is going to do. So for example, I see Moradin there. Lily's there. I'm checking this camp though. There we go. We know where they all are now. Lovely. We have a 16 advantage. But yeah, so if Butcher's running in, sticks his brand on somebody, right? So he's going to do a buttload of damage. If you chuck an owl at him, doesn't even have to be very far away. If you just point blank owl him, then his damage is now going to be reduced. That feels even better if, say, the enemy team has something like a Morales and a Butcher. So just stim drone, and then just Morales applies stim drone to Butcher. Butcher comes in, he's like, I'm gonna kill you. And you're like, no, I have Hedwig. And you just flat out reduce his damage by a buttload and basically waste Stim Drone and Butcher's Brand. And hopefully you kill Butcher because you also stunned after he came in, right? With your E ability. I'm gonna get cut off here if I'm... Damn it! I misplaced that. Oh, wow. Okay, I got caught on the wall. Feels good. I'm gonna drop this. I'm also gonna put my trait onto Varian. Varian, I don't care. Yeah, that's just not gonna happen. Another thing to know... Another thing to know is you can rapid fire owls off if the target dies within... Damn it. If a hero revealed by Sentinel dies, then the cooldown for Sentinel is completely refunded. Yeah, it's refreshed. So then you can use it again and just basically just headwig machine gun it. Let me check. So make sure, just check my notes there. Yeah, we're alright. We're covering what we need to cover. There's that crit heal. I guess we should
I'm on my way
go over here and collect. We do have enough, but who has them? It's not me. Wow, why did I go there? Pathing. Okay, so Nazebo is turning. Cool. I am troll whale. Ayo. So I'll make him tiny to reduce his damage.
Let us make
Yeah. Really, you want to use the stun. I'm dead here. Really, you want to use the stun to interrupt things like that. The jug of 1,000 cups. I want to make sure. I always get that wrong. Jug of 1,000 cups, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's not cup of 1,000 jugs. But also, I mean, using the stun on top of and after. For example, in this comp, using the stun after Blaze is stunned. That's the best way. It increases your chance that you're going to hit the stun. And I was going to say something else, and my brain is just not firing on all cylinders today. Of which it has one. Has one cylinder. Oh, yeah. Blaze, this is looking rough. The hacker coming out to try and make something happen, but misses the drag. Blaze is somehow still alive. And then does eventually go down. This is the real Nova. Uh-oh. Let's see if I can show this interrupt if they're turning in. Okay, they aren't turning in. They're all running after the hacker. And we have a camp push bar, that's not bad. Yes, and then Empower at 16, so reduces Sentinel's cooldown by 3 seconds. Heroes hit by Sentinel take bonus damage equal to 6% of their maximum health. Let's see if we can hit him. So I've thrown it here, and of course he moves further down. Boom! 921 for hitting a hero from across the map at level 20. Also, I have reduced the cooldown reduction on Al. Hey! Hit 2 of them, Butcher and Leeming, because of Empower. And then at 20, we're just going to upgrade the ultimate. So Celestial Wrath increases the slow starfall to 60% and cause it to apply Hunter's Mark to enemies that are like in it, basically, which is nice, which means those enemies that have Hunter's Mark applied to them as a result of the ultimate take increased damage. 15% increased damage. Yeah, that's definitely turning in. I was a bit late there. Yeah, and they're coming up the left. Oh, the hacker. Oh no. Oh, see? So, I will actually throw everything out here. So they all got Hunter's Mark applied to them. Put Hunter's Mark on Varian over here. I will owl down there, hit Leeming, I think, or I hit someone in the bush. Lily.
been outmatched.
The enemy's taking it to you.
Okay, you should not be getting that camp or whatever. The 80% increased healing on the second charge, being on a different hero there, gave Nazebo 1,000. Yeah, 1,108 healing back. So Tyrande, another really important thing to know is Tyrande she's more focused on utility than she is raw healing output. So like solo healing as Tyrande is usually not the best. In double healer comps, she's phenomenal. Did she used to be even better? Because our build was even stronger and you could just basically assassin Tyrande? Yes. Do I miss that? Also yes. But she's still awesome. Her build variability is absolutely balmy as well. That's English for she has you can pick a lot of different builds with Tyrande to do different things, and it also makes it extra fun. Because it's hard to get bored of that. Are they going to the boss? Because why else are they walking over here? Yeah. Yeah. They are. They're not even trying to hide it. Not even trying to hide it, are they? Let's wait for them to... No, they were just checking the boss, and that means Varian is by himself over here. That was a poorly placed down. Look away. Oh! I'm not in range, but that's what you want to do, basically. Nice. Take increased damage from that Nova ult. He's rushed in, and I've made him tiny, so he does way less damage, and Blaze is still alive, but he does have minus 40% heal in there, so that's rough. Dahaka, you're going to want to get out of that. I want to be hitting here. Reduces damage again, but Varian is making it very hard for me to keep the hacker up here. The minus 40% healing from whatever it's called. Mortal Strike? Yes. Is a pain in the bum. Butcher is stacked, because of course he is. So this is... It's looking scary. Are they on top? They just got Bart, yeah. A little bit slow there. Yeah, so... Because you need to always be hitting, one of Tyrande's weaknesses is if you're playing into blinds, like I'm playing into a Lily right now, which is great, that will limit your ability. Also, the fact that you need to be in basic attack range, hitting things, that can make you incredibly vulnerable to something like a Taunt Varian, of which we don't have right now. We have a Twin Blades Varian, but stepping up into heroes like Varian who can just taunt you, or heroes like Garrosh that can just throw you, you can see how that's super problematic. But if you're not hitting, she's going to be incredibly hamstrung. Yes, hamstrung.
So be.
That's a word that is appropriate in this context. Tiny Butcher. Oh, okay. Banner for Vision, I suppose. Because they're trying to... They're getting triggered by Nova. See, I should have used W to interrupt. He's stunned. And he's dead. Awesome. I will try and make Butcher tiny, mess it up, and then... Because... Actually, no. Because I think I revealed him there. She's gonna walk. Oh my god, come on, eat. Come on! No, I'm terrible! I'm just gonna mount up here. Oh my god. What not to do as Tyrande Whisperwind. The hacker's leaving? Question mark? Hit the core, friend. Hit the core. Oh yeah. Because I hit Leeming with an owl there, the core then targets me. As long as I'm hitting here, I get cooldown reduction. We are fine. And that is it. We get the win. Despite my play, GG, well played. Why? I didn't do anything. I missed owls. Okay, so after somehow getting MVP, even though I was mostly focused on talking and missing skill shots, let's just do a quick little summary of kind of what we learned about Tyrande. So, summary of kind of what we picked up. So at level 1, We went Ranger, so Sentinel pierces the first hero hit. Its width is increased by 25%, and it deals up to 250% more damage based on distance traveled. So the further the owl travels before it hits someone, the more damage it will do. At 4, we go Everlasting Light. So if Light of Illune's second charge is cast on a different target from the first, it heals for 80% more. So you can heal 2 people. Who are you going to pick to heal first? They should have the higher health. And then you heal. A better way to sell it is basically the second charge of Light of Illume after level 4 should go on a target that has lower health, aka a higher priority target. At level 7, you pick up Moonlit Arrow, so basic attacks decrease the cooldown on Light of Illume by an additional 0.75 seconds. So that's really just beefing up the cooldown reduction that is baked into Light of Illume anyway. So it just kind of supercharges that. So the more that you can basic attack, the more you're going to just have your Q up and available all the time. At level 10, we went Starfall, so deal 92 damage per second and slow enemies by 20% in an area, and it lasts 6 seconds. So I didn't really talk too much about where and when to use that, but it's incredibly good on points. So let's say you're on Sky Temple and you're trying to cap a boss and you're getting invaded. You can just stick that on the point. Or you're fighting over a temple on Sky Temple. Stick Starfall on the point. I like to think it's kind of obvious when and where to use it. But yeah, around the shrine on Infernal Shrines. So those are just a couple of examples. It's just basically, where are people going to be? You either will hit them and slow them with Starfall, or you will force them to leave, which is equally important. At level 13, we're going to go Harsh Moonlight, so that Sentinel slows enemies hit by 35%, and it reduces the damage dealt by 35% for 3 seconds. So like you saw with Butcher charges in, I hit him with an owl, now he's doing 35% less damage for 3 seconds, and hopefully I've gotten a stun out after I threw the owl. So he's just kind of completely neutered. At level 16, we went Empower, so reduces Sentinel's cooldown by 3 seconds. That means more owls, which means more damage reduction, and more vision as well, because you can just throw more owls out. Heroes hit by Sentinel take bonus damage equal to 6% of their maximum health. That's a nice chunky percentage there. Again, Butcher comes in, he's not only having his damage reduced, he is now taking extra damage by everyone on my team. And then at level 20, Celestial Wrath, so increase the slow Starfall to 60%, and cause it to apply Hunter's Mark to enemy heroes while inside its area of effect. So if your Starfall didn't manage to get people to give you the boss because they ran away, they're going to be hit by it and they're going to get Hunter's Mark applied, which means they're taking 15% extra damage from everyone on your team. So all in all, I think that this is a solid build to start with if you're just picking up Tyrande, or you're curious about Tyrande, or you want to build from somewhere with Tyrande. She, in terms of strengths and weaknesses, she pairs best with auto attackers because of her trait. Hey team, editing Psychopants here. That bit about pairing best with auto attackers because of her trait, forget that. Just forget that. My mind was in a place thinking about True Shot Aura, which is a level 1 ability for Tyrande in a different build. Anyway, forget that bit. On with the show. She's a Vision Queen, which, as I mentioned, that's usually best in coordinated play. If you're playing in quick match and that kind of thing, Vision's all well and good, but if people don't use it, what's the point? And I also mentioned the Great Build variability as well. We might be doing a couple more videos on Tyrande here and there just to show off those different builds, because they do have different strengths. In terms of weaknesses, she does have a bit of a low healing output. It gets better as the game goes on, obviously through like the level 4 and the level 7, but even so, she's never going to be like a direct replacement for something like a Rhaegar, in my opinion. And another weakness is she needs to always be hitting something, which is very fun to 1v1 people. But it means if she can't be hitting things, whether it's minions, whether it's monsters around the shrines, whether it's mercenary camps, whether it's enemy heroes, she's not going to be able to heal as much. Therefore, she's going to be less effective and less impactful. And she can be punished for stepping up. So if you then are stepping up into something like a Garrosh or a Varian, then you are basically leaving yourself open to just being chucked into the enemy team or taunted and then just blown up, right? But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you did learn a thing or two, I would very much appreciate a like and or a subscribe. Until the next video though, see you in the Nexus.